been able to show my wife Happy Gilmore for the first time recently. So Happy Gilmore for me has got to be a staple. Love it. I mean, anytime you have a man with a wooden hand that got eaten by a gator, you can't go wrong.
Bubba. But no, wasn't it? No, not Bubba. It was
Chubbs.
Chubbs. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
All right. Let's go ahead and move on to number 4. What do you have?
Number 4. Ooh, okay. Number 4, I'd go Benchwarmers.
Oh my goodness, that's another one I forgot about. John Heater, the beloved Napoleon Dynamite, as I so love him as. Benchwarmers is a great movie that has one of my favorite lines in any sports movie is when he goes, I ticked it. He goes, you're still out. He goes, you're still fat. best line in that movie.
Fairy Jerry.
Fairy Jerry. Gus Bus. Oh. That is a great pick. My number 4, I came in with Space Jam. I mean, I couldn't go wrong with Michael Jordan. Couldn't go wrong with the Looney Tunes battling monsters for the soul of Michael Jordan. One of my all-time favorites. Got the Space Jam gear all over the room. Without a doubt, Space Jam.
That's a great one. I knew you were going to say that, so I didn't even put that on my list.
Yeah, I had to. I know a lot of people have joked around about how much I love Space Jam, but I probably have seen that more than I've seen anything in my entire life. I might watch it tonight the more that I'm thinking about it. I mean, I love Space Jam.
Isn't it crazy how, like, it's more crazier when we watched, like, the Last Dance documentary. You saw, like, Jordan was, like, filming that movie the whole summer while, like, getting ready for the next season.
It was insane. And honestly, I talked about this in my Jordan documentary special. The Space Jam really helped Jordan be who he is. I mean, honestly, Jordan said that he needed that time in Space Jam to not only mentally step away from the game, but to also physically get ready to get back into the league. I mean, he was having games at midnight with the best players in the league, and they were playing until 3 and 4 in the morning. Then he was getting up, doing a workout at 6, and then going and filming all day. I mean, it was a testament to not only how hard Jordan works, but I think Jordan needed the Space Jam to really mentally ease back into basketball.
Oh, I agree.
All right, coming in at number 3, what do you have?
The Rookie.
Oh, that's a great one. Is it Dennis Quaid? Is that his name? Yeah, Dennis Quaid. It's actually one of my brother's all-time favorite movies. My favorite scene is when he's throwing the baseball past the
yeah, you got it.
No, yeah, he's throwing it past the police speed monitor. That's one of my favorite scenes from that movie.
100%. I love that one too. I'm about to make a sub, but now it's your turn.
No, you're good. Make that sub. Coming in at number 3 for me, this was really tough. I could have gone Gridiron Gang with The Rock. That's one of my favorite movies just because I'm a big Rock fan. But I went Friday Night Lights, an instant classic.
I never got into that movie. I'll be honest.
Honestly, go ahead.
I'll say I know I don't like it. I watched that. Okay, my sophomore year of high school, we were going to the regional championship football game, and we watched the movie before like a 2-hour bus ride to Fort Wayne Snyder, and then we lost that night. So that was the most cursed movie ever.
Well, I mean, the movie does end with them losing as well. Yep. So that I think that's the kicker for a lot of people. This is a movie you either love or hate, and most people always want the storybook ending. I honestly find it hilarious that they lost after like all that motivation. You get pumped up, then they lose at the end. I don't know why. I find that one of the funniest scenes in any sports movie is the fact that get them all pumped up and then they come out with a big old loss at the end. I had to put it there strictly for that reason because it brought me so much joy.
Oh, without a doubt.
All right. Moving on to number 2. What do you have for number 2?
All right, number 2. Number 2, I got Dodgeball.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just so funny.
Oh, my goodness. You have some great picks here. These are movies that I was worried about putting in because I didn't know if you were going to have the duplicate. Then I also at the same time, I was like, well, there's this movie, there's that movie. I mean, you can't go wrong with Ben Stiller. You can't go wrong with Vince Vaughn. In a movie together about dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Pete the Pirate.
What's your favorite part from that movie?
Oh, probably isn't Peter the Pirate?
Yeah.
I think just him is the best part.
My favorite is he goes, who's Pete the Pirate? He goes, dude, it's the guy on the team that's dressed like a pirate.
Lance Armstrong scenes at the bar in the airport.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
I love the when they're coming out at the end. Dodgeball is a great pick here. I went a little more serious just because this is my favorite sports movie. I should have put it at number one, but this is my second favorite sports movie of all time, Glory Road.
Never seen Glory Road.
Oh, go on. It's on Disney Plus if you have Disney Plus, or if you have Amazon Prime Video. Go on. It's the story about the first sports championship that had 5 African-American players starting in the last game. It's super not only inspiring just to see what their coach did. I mean, their coach was a white guy, and he did what no other coach did back then, which was recruited black players to come and play for him. And not only did he recruit them, he played them and he started them, and he was the first person to ever have 5 of them starting in a lineup. It was an incredible story, incredibly well acted. It's also hilarious. The characters, the actors are incredible in it. Glory Road for sure has got to be top 2 for me.
Wait, are you more surprised that I haven't seen that, or I haven't seen Rudy?
You haven't seen Rudy?
No.
I think I'm more surprised about Rudy because when you hear about sports movies, I mean, I Googled it, to be honest, just seeing which ones I had, which ones I had left off. And Rudy is one of the top ones. That and Hoosiers were the top 2 that came up for me as movies you should love. I think I'm more surprised about Rudy.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of Hoosiers. I try to tell you, I forget it all. But yeah, I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, you're not seeing Rudy? You're from Indiana." Blah blah blah. Which makes sense, but
yeah, well, especially that's the thing is when people also say, like, I remember when I lived up by Chicago, people would always be like, "You didn't see this movie? It was filmed in Chicago." I was like, just because it's in Chicago doesn't mean that I watch it. I mean,
so
all right,
row number 1.
Number 1 all time for you. What is your all time favorite sports movie?
Wait, can I do an honorable mention before number 1?
You can 100% do an honorable mention.
All right, I want to be seeing this one. I just re-looked it up because I saw a lot of bad reviews on like Rotten Tomato, but also I don't care, Rotten Tomato. Yeah. But Angels in the Outfield, have you seen that?
Oh my goodness, I love Angels in the Outfield.
I thought that was so good.
Oh, that movie, that's another great movie. I forgot about that. See, this is why I love doing segments like this, because you have so many movies that I now am going to go watch because I forgot how good they are. Angels in the Outfield is a great one. Oh man.
Good movie.
I love the I can never remember the main guy, the baseball coach. I never remember his name. But he's not only one of my favorite actors, but he completely carries that movie. He is hilarious.
Oh, Danny Glover?
Oh yeah, that's exactly. I'm so bad with names, but Danny Glover's incredible.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was a kid until now.
Wow, I didn't even realize that was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that was like 1994.
Wow, that's the year my brother was born. I was born the year after that.
Well, there we
go.
Yeah,
Angels in the Outfield is a great one. Another I'd like to have an honorable mention as well because now I've got a couple really good ones. The Sandlot.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that either.
You haven't seen The Sandlot? Mantis, my brother. I'm going to send you a movie list of sports movies you've got to watch. Glory Road, if you feel like being a little bit more nostalgic and emotional, Glory Road's the movie for you. Sandlot is one of the most iconic sports movies of all time. They're still actually, the cool story about them is they're all still best friends to this day. So they still hang out together. They still have reunions every year together. So they really are an epitome of what that movie was, which was childhood best friends. So that's super cool to even think about.
How would I see? Yeah, you'd be surprised at the amount of movies I haven't seen. I used to be a movie guy when I was younger, but I just did not binge anything during end of high school or college. I just did not really care.
See, I was more so I didn't go out and do a lot of partying guy. So I was more so where's Jacob? Oh, he's in his dorm room watching a movie by himself again. So I was usually picking up some McDonald's and watching a movie in my dorm room. So I've seen, if you go to a Redbox right now, right, I can probably say that I've seen 75% of what's in a Redbox.
Yeesh.
That's not a joke. I mean,
Like maybe I rented one game.
oh no, my brother-in-law always laughs at me because I'm like, we'll go through he'll be like, let's watch a movie, and we'll start scrolling. I'll be like, seen that, didn't like it, don't like that one was good, that's okay. He's just like, how do you? And I'm just like, I stay up till 4 a.m, man. I binge watch my movies.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of, I can't think of any other honorable mentions that are really out there right now.
Honorable mention.
Give me one.
Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. This is goofy. I love Eddie's dad. Eddie!
Oh, goodness gracious, I've got another good one. Basketball. I don't know. Have you ever seen Basketball? It's an older movie. It's where these two guys invent a sport called basketball, and it's baseball and basketball combined into one sport. And it's a very goofy movie. I think it was early 90s. But that's another good one that if you like just a good, corny, dumb movie, it's a really good movie.
Basketball. Huh. No,
I'm telling you, I will make sure I will send over my movie list to you tonight, so that way you have some good sports movies that you can binge watch during this quarantine to keep the sports spirit alive.
This year.
All right, so all the way at number 1, what do you have?
It's the GOAT. Well, I don't know why I said that. Anyway, number 1, starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Radio.
Oh, man. So that's actually one that I was going to put as my honorable number 1.
Oh, wow.
Radio is one of my all-time favorite movies. Cuba Gooding Jr. is incredible in that movie. Give me a favorite scene or a favorite line from that movie.
Oh, man, I tear up every time I watch that movie. Probably just, but actually, before I get funny, before I get serious, like I used to be when I was a manager in high school, they called me Radio. They always trying to get me to like go to the girls' locker room. But I loved it anyway. Favorite quote, favorite scene. Let me think. God, it's just so powerful. It's so sad when you find out his mom dies. It's so sad when he's in the shed and football is thrown at. Probably any scene where like the coach and him bond. It's just touching.
It really is beautiful. I mean, when he's passing out his Christmas gifts to like all the different neighbors, and the scene where his mom dies is very powerful, and it's sad, and you feel it's not only incredibly well acted, but it's well constructed. It's enjoyable. I showed my wife that movie for the first time probably 2 months ago, and she's hooked. She loves it. Radio was my honorable mention for number 1. My favorite line in Radio is where he goes to the restaurant and the lady goes, "We've got peach cobbler or we have apple pie." He goes, "I want both." Yeah. And she's like, no, pick one. And he goes, "I want both." And he's like, "Give the man both." I say that all the time. My fiance's like, "Do you want to go do this or do that?" I was like, "I want both." So,
there you go. Just That's amazing. Hey, shout out to all the special needs, man. I'm with you.
Oh, my heart it goes, I love them. They are the most loving and caring people you will ever meet. And it's so nice to see people with that pure of heart. I actually tried to get Radio on the show, or one of the characters from Radio on the show, and they let me know that the daughter of the coach actually just passed away not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I was researching a bunch of them, and but yeah, Radio is a great one. My all-time number 1 with Radio as my honorable mention, Remember the Titans.
That's another one.
I had to, same kind of reasons. It's emotional. I cry every single time at the end where they're singing "Na na na na" at the funeral. I'm like, oh, gets me every time. But it's another powerful story. Incredibly well acted. If you have Denzel Washington in almost any movie, honestly, it's already going to be incredible. But Remember the Titans is my all-time number 1, honorable mention. Radio as my number 2. You've seen Remember the Titans, right?
I have. It's just been a while.
Okay. I was trying to double check. That's another one. Disney Plus, man. Disney Plus, you're getting the plug here because Disney Plus has all these sports movies that I hadn't seen in a very long time. Disney Plus is the way to go. It's got Remember the Titans, it's got Radio. But yeah, those are my top 5 all-time sports